Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of The Finishing Blow. Hopefully you guys are having a good week so far. This week we have a lot of cool things I want to cover, as well as the giveaway, so I'm going to go ahead and roll right into it. First, we have information regarding what the other director for the John Wick film, David Leitch, is going to be working on. He's going to be working on a film called Coldest City, and it's going to star Charlize Theron. I think it's really, really cool that these two directors are actually splitting up and doing different projects. I don't think it has anything to do with them not wanting to work with each other. There's still other movies that they will be working with each other on, but right now they're covering a bigger part of the market, the Hollywood action market, and they're going to be able to do more things with that. So I'm really hoping that both of them are able to do amazing things, maybe still bounce ideas off of each other, things like that. But yes, we now know what both of them are working on. As we said last week, Chad is going to be working on John Wick 2, and then David is going to be working on Coldest City. So we know what they're working on. They're both moving forward with what they want to do, and I think that is absolutely fantastic. Next up, though, some very interesting news. We will not be seeing a CG Bruce Lee in Ip Man 3. Now, this is one of those things that, I thought was going to be too bad to be true, and thankfully enough, it looks like it is. One of the publishers, I think it was the Australian Twitter account or something like that, confirmed that there will not be a CG version of Bruce Lee in the third Ip Man. Now, what makes me a little bit worried about this is the fact that they tried to do this in the second one. Not a CG version, but they wanted to put Bruce Lee in the second film, and they got turned down. Now, again, in the third film, they got turned down, and I feel like it's going to affect the story. They had all this time. They didn't have to rely on this Bruce Lee crutch. And yet they always go back to it. I know he's an international superstar, but you don't need that. You have Donnie Yen and you have Wilson Yip. You have these amazingly talented people. You could tell other stories related to Ip Man besides the Bruce Lee part of it. But as it stands, I don't know what's going to happen with that. I don't know if they just kind of last minute decided not to have it. They had to have made that decision forever ago, though, because there would be scenes where Bruce should have been there that he wouldn't be. Anyways, the fact is, I don't think that they are at that level where they can just create somebody and put them into it. Whether you agree with the Lee estate or not, I just don't think they're at that level, and I don't think I would have wanted to see a CG person in there with other live action people. It just would have been really weird. We're not past the uncanny valley. It's just not something that we need to be doing. Okay, next up though, we also have information about Journey to the West 2. You guys may remember the Stephen Chow film, Journey to the West Conquering Demons. It does have a sequel, and strangely enough, it's not being directed by Stephen Chow. It's being directed by Tsui Hark. And I don't really know how I feel about this because the first movie was okay. It wasn't great. It's still missing that Stephen Chow charm, which I wish he would just kind of get back in front of the lens. Everybody loves him, but for some reason, he just doesn't want to be in movies anymore. He just wants to direct them and not have anything to do with it. So, we're not going to get our Kung Fu Hustles and the Shaolin Soccers. And Journey to the West, I think, would have been a lot more entertaining if Steven was in it. But now you have Tsui Hark, who's directing it, who's kind of hit or miss when it comes to action sequences, but I don't think he's going to be able to hit the same notes of comedy that Steven did. Even though Steven was behind the screen, there were a couple moments where you kind of felt that shine through, but obviously he's so much better in front of the lens, and I really, really hope that he has a cameo or something like that in there. But yes, it is filming, and I really don't know too many of the details behind it because they're keeping it very, very under wraps, and it's going to be a while before we learn anything because it's so CGI heavy. I don't expect to see anything about it even next year at all, to be honest with you guys. Okay, next up, we have some awesome news about the Gate TV show that was going for a Kickstarter to be funded. They did reach their goal. It should have ended by now, but they did reach their goal that they wanted to do for the pilot. So we will be able to see Amy Johnston and Yaya Ruhian working together or against each other in the pilot episode so that we can understand more of what this project's about. Hopefully they can get a distributor and more funding through it that way, but just congrats to everybody who worked so hard on that, whether you're on the supporting side and you're spreading the word, making donations, or you were on the Kickstarter side and you're trying to get people interested in it. Just awesome job. I'm really, really happy for it, and I really hope that the Gate is everything that it promises to be. Okay, lastly on the news side of things, we have a director for Furious 8. It is Gary Gray, and he is most recently known for Straight Outta Compton, if I remember correctly, but he's no stranger to action films. And it's kind of weird because there were so many people that are throwing their name into the director's hat for Furious 8. Vin Diesel even said he was gonna, and Universal just shot that down so quick. It was amazing. They're like, no, you're not doing it. So we do have a director. Obviously, they're kind of changing everything around now. According to Vin Diesel, this is supposed to be the start of the final trilogy. of the Fast and Furious films, which, you know, don't even wrap your head around that because it's a trilogy and it ends in a 10. But whatever. It's just, I mean, that's why he wasn't able to direct the movie. Thing is, I really like the Fast and Furious movies, and I'm really hoping this one ramps it up even more. I'm not talking about the crazy action, but the fact that like they add actual martial artists and screen fighters on there. You know, we had Joe Taslim in Fast and Furious 6 and then Tony Jaa in Furious 7. So it would be great if they continued that and added more and more people who are capable of fighting and acting and doing all of that. I think it would be really, really interesting, and hopefully we'll be able to see that very soon. Okay, lastly, I did a review for Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. This is a movie that I've been wanting to watch forever. Finally got around to it and definitely put everything I thought about the film in my review. I really, really do enjoy the stunts to the Mission Impossible movies, though, because I feel like the stunts play out like a Jackie Chan stunt, if that makes any sense. Like, you have, like, part A and part B going, and all of a sudden like factor C comes in and things get really crazy and you just don't know what's going to happen. And that factor of not knowing how somebody's going to get out of a situation is a really, really interesting and gripping thing. And I really think that the Mission Impossible franchise has that down to a T. But be sure to read my review if you want to know more about what I think about the movie, as well as whether or not you should watch it yourself. Okay. Now that I'm done talking about everything else that I need to talk about, let's go ahead and do the giveaway, shall we? I actually had a lot of people who actually participated in this, which is awesome. So I'm giving away 2 movies. The first one is The Raid, the Tsui Hark film. And I've already got all the names in my little picture frame thing that I professionally draw out of. So I'm going to do 3 copies, as you guys know. So let's go ahead and pick our winners, shall we? Okay, so the first one is the username SSABOJ, I think, or BOI. I can't read my own handwriting, but I will definitely, like, I'll send it to the right people. Don't even worry. But you have won a copy of The Raid. Cardell Bell has also won a copy of The Raid, and our last person who is gonna win a copy of The Raid is gonna be Mr. Richard Pon. Has won a copy of The Raid as well. So congrats to everybody who participated in that. I'm going to go ahead and dump these names out so that I can put the names in for the other contest, which is the Avenging Fist, which apparently a lot of people are really excited about this movie. It was really, really cool to see people get hyped up about that. So I'm really excited to see who's going to win it, who's going to be able to get a copy of it sent to their home, because I love doing stuff like this. I know it's been a little bit since we've been able to do it, but I really do like it. Okay, so Charles Malore has won a copy of the Avenging Fist. The next person up, I'm trying my best to like maintain my eyesight with you guys so you guys know I'm not just picking names out of the blue. Ron Raimundo has won a copy as well. I'm seeing a lot of familiar names, which is awesome. Like, I really hope everybody has an equal opportunity, or maybe these people just have crazy good luck. I don't know. I really have bad luck when it comes to things like this. I'm just not good at drawings or bingo or winning anything. Okay, anyways, the last person to win a copy is Miss Lindsay Hightower, has won a copy of the Avenging Fist as well. So that is everybody who is going to be getting a copy of either the Avenging Fist or the Raid in the mail here very, very soon. I'll try to send it out as soon as I can. So congrats to everybody for that. Thank you guys so much for your support. It's been amazing how many of you actually were concerned about me and my car accident stuff. I'm fine. I promise. I'm all good. Still driving a rental. Have no idea when I'm going to get my money back for my car, but it is what it is. I mean, that's insurance companies for you. But I hope you guys have an awesome weekend as well as an awesome week. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is K Miller, and this week has been finished.